Morning guys, James Britt Performance. We're going to talk about the OEM cooling fan for the KRX 1000 versus our fan here. Basically, what happens with these, we've seen it quite a bit, is these magnets right in here are pretty much just glued onto this stamped steel shell from Tri-Pack, little China looking thing. So these magnets come delaminated from the shell here. This particular one, all three magnets fell off. You had one left over here, but this thing wouldn't run. This was in actually one of our friends' machines over the Thanksgiving weekend. It quit working. Fan wouldn't say no more. Luckily it was cold out, so we can limp it home. We actually came back to the shop Friday night about 10 o'clock and put one of these things in there so they can ride on a Saturday. But again, this is the biggest issue. These magnets are coming off of this thing, motor stops working. I mean, even still, you can see this was a 21 machine. Forget the mileage, but it wasn't very much. You can see right in here where the brushes ride. This thing's pretty well scarred up, pretty nasty. I mean, the brushes on the motor, they look freaking awful. Pretty well, just about worn out already, honestly. I mean, you have a lot of brush left, but they're pretty awful looking. So what we go back with is a SPAL fan, IP68 waterproof, brushless. SPALs are made in Italy. This one does have more CFM than the stock fan, so this will cool better. This is going to last you a hell of a lot longer. The fan itself is a touch larger than the factory fan. You can see here, you got a little bit of a gap, so it will get you more cooling surface. We give you a nice aluminum shroud. That's a bolt-in, plug-in deal. We do wire them for the original connector, so you don't have to cut and splice anything. Mounts into the OEM location. We give you all the hardware, little rubber grommets needed for that assembly. So I mean, this thing is gonna last you a hell of a lot longer, cool it a lot better, especially for you guys in the dunes in the summertime. This thing is gonna work a lot better than this little piece of crap, basically, is all it is. It is a more compact unit. You can see, I mean, this whole apparatus is pretty large. I think we gain I think an inch and a half shorter worth of height from ours over to this thing, so you'll get more room, a little more compact guy. You do not need to remove the radiator or the coolant hoses to get this in. We do have instructions on the website. Basically just kind of yank off some of the front plastics, move the radiator forward, slide this thing out the driver's side, and shove this one right back in. Overall, I mean, with tools and taking it apart, probably looking at a hour job. That's not very difficult whatsoever. But OEM fan assembly is about $300 and something. We're doing these for $319, I believe it is. So I mean, for the pretty much the same money, you're getting something that's going to last a hell of a lot longer with more CFM. That's going to last you for sure. So hope this helps in some of this. Really, lastly, I mean, we've seen plenty of these. I personally have done about 4 or 5 of these. I got a whole pile of these broken ass things in the corner over there waiting to go to scrap. So I mean, it's not really a matter of if, it's going to be a matter of when this thing is going to let you down. We all know overheating these machines is the worst thing you can do for it. You blow up motors, melt the oil pickup and whatnot. Matter of fact, I've got one here on the bench that has melted the cam chain guide, melted it right in half. Spun rod bearing, and if I can find it, yes, melted this whole damn thing. Melted the cam chain is what it did. Clogged this up, lost oil pressure, and spun crank bearing and the rod bearing. Got some of the head up in here. So we've got to replace all of this. So that's what could potentially happen if this little Chinese fella decides to quit working on you. So replace it with this before it's too late. See you next time.